Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing a pretty loaded up Ford F-150 Lariat. Now before we get in the video, I do want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Ed Kenley Ford here in Layton, Utah for giving me some time with this truck. This one is available for sale if you're interested. Check out the inventory in the description down below. And on a side note, Ed Kenley Ford here in Layton, Utah does not charge over MSRP for any vehicle, whether it's an F-150 like this or a specialty product from Shelby, for example. So check them out if you want to buy a vehicle at MSRP with no markup. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into the video. So under the hood of this Lariat, we have the twin-turbo 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. It's good for 17 around town and then 23 on the highway, with power outputs being 400 horsepower and then 500 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the Lariat. So you guys can see here we've got the normal wavy hood design on the F-150, which I'm actually a huge fan of. And then you have the signature Lariat front grille here that still has the chrome accenting. You got a camera there at the bottom of the Ford logo. And then we have the daytime running lights here with the LED headlamps. And then notice the daytime running lamp kind of continues into the fog lamp region. And then you can see you've got parking sensors here on the front end with the chrome front bumpers. And then you've got the chrome tow hooks there on the front end as well. And yeah, the truck just looks great from a front end perspective. Now coming on the side here, we've got two 75mm tires wrapped around 20-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And you can see that chrome theme continues here to the wheels. And then here's a quick look at the front suspension. And then notice we have our F-150 Lariat venting badge thing right here on the side. This one has the big trailer mirrors on it. And then we also have the chrome side steps as well. And then you guys can probably barely see, but this one has the two-tone paint job here on the side on top of everything else. And then we also have the FX4 off-road package. Like I said, this thing has pretty much every single option. And then here's a quick look at the rear shocks and then the leaf springs as well. So here's our key fob. We have our unlock, lock, remote start, and then the drop down for the tailgate. We have a payload capacity of 1,589 pounds with this specific truck. And notice this one has the measuring chart here on the back of the tailgate. We've got the LED lights here on either side. And then we also have a full power outlet. Then we have the cargo light there at the very top. Now, one option this truck is technically missing that would make it more fully loaded would be a bed liner, but that's super easy to add in after the fact. It also has Ford's bed step system, so you just have to pull that out. Notice there's a handle right next to it. And let's see if it has the auto raise. Yes, it does. Look at that. Now, this is a luxury truck if I've ever seen one. Now finishing things up here with the rear, we have the signature LED tail lamps here. We've got F-150 stamped into the tailgate, and then you can see with the Ford badge. Parking sensors here at the bottom, and you guys can see one of the receiver hitches that you could use for the truck. And then you can see here, EcoBoost badge on the other side. And then just like most EcoBoost trucks, you've got the exhaust tip poking out the side. There's the rear. Now here's the door panel in the rear. No matter what package you get with the Lariat, you get this same kind of like door panel theme. You can change some of the colors, but in terms of the material use, it's pretty much all the same. And then you can see the trim piece right there. Definitely looks cool. Finish is very smooth though. Then you got one of our cup holders right here, Bang & Olufsen sound system. And then here is the under seat storage. And then you've got this little handle that you pull to pull the seat down. Now you can see here at the Lariat, you get the leather seats, and then notice we've got a little bit of that brown piping that kind of matches the two-tone, which is pretty cool. And then perforated here in the center of the seat. Notice we've got some cup holders here, you've got some vents, power outlets, all that, and then rubber floor mats as well. And then if we pop in, side steps help out quite a bit, and then there's a grab handle too. Look at that. So quite a bit of space back here. Let's head to the front. Now here's the front door panel. You guys can see again with the material use, and then notice we've got all of our window controls. Front two are automatic. We've got our mirror adjustments, and if you guys are wondering, these mirrors do still power fold in, and got the mirror extender on an F-150, pretty cool. Blind spot monitoring with the mirror as well. 3 different settings for the memory seats, and you can see more of the trim here. Bang & Olufsen sound system speaker. You can see here with the seats. I guess that another thing this is missing is it doesn't have the speaker headrest. So yeah, there you go. And then notice here with the leather down below, and then perforated here in the center portion. And then we've got our power adjustments here on the side. Pedal layout down below. We've Got our pedal adjustment right here with the parking brake. We've got light control here with the mirror lights, tailgate drop down. Steering wheel is manually adjustable, and then you can see the trim right here around the vent with the American flag. Let's pop in. Now here is the steering wheel. You can see the leather trim all around and the stitching here on the center portion. And then notice the silver trim that kind of matches the trim there on the side. Controls here for the center stack. We have our phone controls as well. This does come with adaptive cruise control, and it has the steering assistance. And then notice we have our turn signal windshield wiper stock, and there's the steering wheel. Full digital gauge cluster here, and you guys can see the average fuel economy so far. The truck has 432 miles. This is a demo truck, if you guys are wondering. And then going through here, you can see different bits of info on the truck. And if we press the menu button, you can see all the other bits of info. You can scroll through, like truck info, so we can see tire pressure, for example, if we wanted to. Now, we do have some different drive modes that we can go through. So we've got our normal, slippery, deep snow, sand, mud ruts, and then our rock crawl mode. And then the other side, we've got our tow haul mode, eco, and then sport. Got all the cool animations because, again, this is the Lariat with the digital gauge cluster. Now here's the center infotainment system. At the top of the infotainment system, we have a button for the camera system to pop that on, and then we have a button for the parking sensors, hazard lights, stability control, and then hill descent control. As for the camera system, it's the 360 camera system, so you can see out of every single angle of the truck. That's what you get if you get a loaded up Lariat. But you can see all the camera views are great. This is what pops on when you pop it into, well, not exactly. You get the bird's eye view too when you pop it into reverse, but you know, same, right? So camera system's fantastic. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment system, you have this main screen here with the shortcut bar at the bottom. Response time on the screen is great and it's easy to use. Settings has most of the stuff that you're gonna want to go into here. As you can see, it's weird that Ford names this settings and it's like just a bunch of the applications for the vehicle. But in the apps tab, you have, I don't know, kind of confusing. Anyways, auxiliary screen here off to the side, which you can basically put some of these screens here on the center screen if you want, but it just gives you different bits of info here on the side, but in a smaller format, essentially. We've got our radio controls down here, and then our dual zone climate controls, heated, cooled seats here for the front trailer brake controls, and then we've got a driveline select here, so we've got a 2-wheel high, 4-wheel auto, 4-wheel high, and then 4-wheel low. Locker in the rear because this has the FX4 package, and wait for it, got more of that nice wood trim. We've got a wireless phone charger here. We have the fold down shifter. This one does have the workbench center console with a nice padding on it. And then you can see the storage space inside. And then we've got the dual glove box set up here. Notice the trim there on the outside kind of matches the trim on the side. And then you've got the nice padding here on the dash. And then B&O for the Bang & Olufsen sound system. And then popping up top here, we've got a sunglass holder, power sliding window. And then we have a full panoramic sunroof as well. Now here's the window sticker for this 2022 F-150. If you guys are wondering in terms of the exterior color, what that's called, and then the interior color as well. But standard equipment, that's not the exciting part of today's video. The exciting part is optional equipment. So this is a 501A equipment group Lariat. And then you can see how much the EcoBoost now costs as an option. But you can see this one's like pretty much like the off-road tow setup. Off-road tow luxury setup is what I would call this truck, with everything it has, you know, including the FX4 package, and then having some nice luxury features like the panoramic sunroof, and then having tow features like the, you know, extended trailer tow mirrors. And you can see the other options here as well. But notice the base price here of the Lariat, and then all the options. You get some credit though for certain packages here on the Lariat, which is pretty cool. But anyways, total MSRP here after all credits and options, $69,040. Now, I want you guys to let me know what you think about this particular Lariat, if this is how you would spec out your Lariat, or what options you would add or take away from this particular truck. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Ed Kenley Ford here in Layton, Utah for giving me some time with this truck. Again, check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see all of you in that next video.